Great. Well, I'm so happy that everybody can join us. This is a really important night because it's December 22nd, first of all, right? And we're getting ready. We just finished, for those of you who celebrated Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. For those of you moving into the Christmas season, Merry Christmas. We do it all here in our house, so we've celebrated it all. And so excited about this week, more so for children, although I still feel like Andrew and I were talking about this the other day. Thanksgiving's still my favorite holiday because you don't have to buy all these gifts and go crazy and do all this crazy stuff. But it's fun for children, so I hope you guys are making it fun for you. This is the end of a year, a kind of epic year in many ways, one that was unpredictable, right? One that nobody was really ready for, but we encountered what is called COVID, right? And we're all still getting through that. And now, thankfully, there's a vaccine, two vaccines out there that we have had. Some of you may know people who have had the vaccine. Others of you may be in the list to get on the list to get the vaccine. Most important thing is I hope you stay safe and take the vaccine when it's offered to you. I know that we were offered it, we turned it down because we wanted people who needed it first to get it. But we will all get it at some point if you believe in taking vaccination. So the important thing is to stay healthy right now while you can. But it has been a remarkable and an unforgettable year. From March to now, we've all been locked up in our homes, right? We've not seen anyone. This is as close as we've gotten, and we blow kisses and share kisses with each other all the time. And yes, and I can't wait to give you guys real love in person, and hopefully that'll be in March if as people get better. But right now, we have something very important to talk about. As you know, in October, we launched the 28-day challenge. We started out with skincare, which did incredibly well. People did so well on skincare. They watched their faces literally change from day 1 to day 28. And everybody who's on the Zoom with me tonight, Dennis and Andrew and Melanie and Deidre, we all did it together. You know, literally, if you weren't on a call I know Melanie and Deidre and Andrew were definitely on a call with me where we did it live to the field. But if you actually went through it, you watched your face change over 28 days. So what does that mean? Well, it means that we can actually make a commitment to ourselves that we can keep. Sometimes we have a tendency to bite off more than we can chew. I don't want you to do that. Nobody wants you to do that, because generally when that happens, you won't go through with it. So we're asking you to take small steps, tiptoe, right? Small little baby steps to get you where you need to be. And we're going to help you hold yourself accountable. You know, I feel like in today's society, right now in this world, we haven't had access to people like Dr. Deidre, or people like Dennis and Melanie or Sosan, who can give us expert advice on how and what we need to do in order to get where we want to be. And if you're anywhere like I am, I have what's called the COVID 20, which is where we've been at home and we've packed on 20 because we've been at home and literally feel stuck. We're not doing the things. I can't have my trainer come over to the house. So Andrew's been doing it by Zoom, but I'm the type of person who needs to be pushed every day. I'm the type of person who needs somebody to hold me accountable. I need to do it with a partner in order to succeed when it comes to losing weight. So I know I can do the 28-day challenge for weight loss because I did the 28 days of health. I did the 28 days of skin and I've succeeded. And then I did giving up smoking, which took 28 days. But now I am doing the 28 day weight loss challenge with you. I'm going to be right there with you on the weekly weigh-ins, losing weight with you, with Melanie and Deidre and Dennis and Sosan, who put together a program specifically for me. And they're going to do the same for you. They're going to talk you through that, how you can get where you want to be. Why 28 days? You may say that's not enough time for me to lose weight. It's okay. Deidre will explain to you that you can do it again in 28 days more. The point is you start with 28 days. If you succeed in 28 days, you're on your way. You can do it again, right, Dennis? You can do it all over again. It's so much easier. But when you start hitting little records for yourself, little goals for yourself where you can reward yourself, you'll feel so much better about doing another 28 days. You see, for all of us who did the 28 days of skin or 28 days of health, we didn't stop and say, okay, well, day 29 came. We don't have to take care of our skin anymore. We just kept doing it.
Mm-hmm.
We kept taking the vitamins that we weren't taking before. We kept taking and using the products that we weren't using before. Here's the greatest news ever. And Andrew really promoted this on our last several calls. It's not just about you, it's also about your customers, right, Andrew? It's about getting them to get their customers online with us and commit and have a place to commit to. You see, I really believe that digital accountability is everything in today's society. I really believe with the world that we live in, with such an emphasis on appearance, such an emphasis on appearance, that people are afraid to go into a Jenny Craig, a Weight Watchers, if they could right now, and be able to feel accountable. They feel uncomfortable, Andrew, Dennis. They don't feel comfortable going in. They don't feel like they fit in, Melanie. You get it? But if I can go in and I have my team rooting me on, and you got Deidre and Dennis and Melanie and Sosan and everybody rooting you on, saying, you did it, you lost 2 pounds. And by the way, if you didn't lose it this week, but you held steady, you still won.
Exactly.
You see, so we got to find the win in everything together. And in 28 days, why? Because I know that's what it takes to commit. I went through the hardest time, 28 days stopping to smoke. I did it. It's still a struggle every day, but it's a battle we can win together. I really believe that.
You've done a great job, Loren, doing that. I mean, quitting smoking, and I can totally understand why you're excited about this upcoming 28 days.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. COVID-20 plus, you know, when you stop smoking, you eat more, right? So I couldn't get enough food, and I was calling Deidre, like crying, like, what am I going to do? And the good news is,
some good stuff though.
yeah, we're going to get it off though. The thing is, I'm really committed. So I told the team that's on Zoom with us right now, you know me, guys. When I speak on stage, I speak from my heart, from my own experience, and things I've experienced, things I've lived through. I've always tried to connect with things I've actually went through to make you understand who we are as people. So why not do this together, right? I'd rather have Deidre, Melanie, and Dennis hold me accountable, and Andrew on a daily basis, who I see every day because we practically lived together in COVID. Somebody can hold me accountable and remind me, these are what you're going to take. This is what you're going to eat. He can help me have the conversation to make sure that, you know, I'm eating the right foods every day. And you can partner with somebody at home or us, right, online. And that's so important, Dennis, right?
Right. It's a great opportunity to challenge yourself. You know, for me, the Transitions lifestyle systems changed my life. And in fact, losing weight helped me find myself, my purpose, my direction. And it's been amazing, the journey. And I can't tell enough of you as unfranchised owners how the Transitions lifestyle system and this 28 days of weight loss, or a tailless weight loss solution, can change so many things for you. It not only supports your health, but your disciplines and what you're doing on a regular basis. Let's face it, right now, over 50% of Americans are overweight. In the world, 39% in the world population is overweight. You want to talk about a market? You want to talk about growing your business and making a difference at the same time? If you've heard us talk, it's always about helping someone, helping your family financially, or making a difference for people. And, you know, and I look at this, Loren, and it's just such a great thing for us as a team to come together and bring thousands of people from not only the United States and Canada, but Taiwan is on, Singapore is on, Australia is on, Malaysia is on, United Kingdom is on. This is a beautiful, beautiful group of people. And I'm excited about moving forward. And you know what? Your customers want to know about this. And especially if you make the commitment, you need to invite your customers to join you. You should get on your social media stations and share the fact that as of January 1st, you're going to make the commitment for weight loss in 28 days. And you're predominantly want to invite anyone who wants to join us to come in with us. And that's a beautiful thing. And we've got tools. If you each have your TLS Slim site, and boy, the resources, the videos, the introduction to TLS, whether you want to talk about recipes, and I'll tell you what, if you want to just break the ice with our holiday guide. Oh, the tips for the holidays. It's a great way to introduce our Transitions lifestyle system with people. I'm fired up, needless to say. And I see, as unfranchised owners, this is the jumping off point for 2021 to get your clients engaged with you. building bonds of relationship. As Loren said, it's partnering up, with someone. Don't take it on yourself. Don't be the tough guy. Let somebody come in and work with you on that.
Dennis, if I could interject just for a moment, we're so fortunate to have obviously our business, and the products are second to none. And of course, this program represents a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's a perfect time to launch this 28 days of weight loss. And to Loren's point, everybody needs some accountability, but even more importantly, in the environment we're all living in, connectivity is just as important and valuable. So we have both, I just want to offer to everybody that, of course, we want to have our teams join this and our existing customers, but also let's consider potential customers to invite and introduce them to our community and also our products through the TLS, system. What a great opportunity. The timing is perfect.
Andrew, I couldn't agree with you more. One of the things I stressed in all of the 28-day challenges, which, by the way, we don't see an end to this. This is something that Dennis and I and the team will be doing more 28-day challenges. We'll be picking up more. But I think the most important thing is you may not need to lose weight. You may not need to be the one that's doing these calls, but I suggest you do it with your team. And the reason I suggest that is that the great thing about our business is we don't leave anyone alone. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So if you're on the calls with us, if you're doing you're getting on Facebook Live with us at night, if you're paying attention and listening, you can answer those questions for your team, for new customers, for your existing customers. Drives me crazy. And I was having this conversation with Andrew the other day when somebody says, well, I don't really need to do the 28-day challenge. I'm doing just fine. I didn't need to do the 28 days of health. I'm trying all the products that we have. And it drives me crazy because you won't do it for you when you really need to do it, not just for you, but for your group. And if you did it for your group, your business would grow so much more. And so I think it's really about a twofold thing. It's not, maybe you don't need it, but your team needs it. And it's about supporting your team. And in today's society, we don't have a place where people can just go out comfortably, as I already said, but in a digital world where we can be held accountable with like-minded people who share the same mission to get to the same place, we can all succeed together.
Well said.
We talk about having a cause and having a purpose, and nothing can be better than, number one, your health. Number two, the fact that you bring your team together, the camaraderie. That's how you build championships. And you know what? When you get that kind of connection, as mentioned earlier, with your friends and invite them into your world of the unfranchised and the community that we've created, they have a different approach or understanding of who you are and what you aren't. They aren't afraid of you, per se, that you have purpose in what you're doing. And I just think it's great. And I got to fall back to it. So easy with your website, taking them to your TLS Slim site. And when you're sharing information, and don't forget the unfranchised marketing app, because it has great videos you can push out, right from your phone that's already set up for you to introduce them to TLS products. And you can create your own video invitations, which are amazing. I love it. Put it right at your favorites.
Fantastic.
And we're just so
what do you guys think? Are you guys excited?
I think the whole field is very excited.
Oh my gosh, the chats that are coming in, people are saying they need this, they can't wait. They can't wait to get started. This is so awesome.
People are going crazy on Facebook, and a lot of questions. People are asking, what should they get? What should they order? And I think we're going to talk a little bit about that, right?
We are. Do we want to get into some of the nitty gritty next?
I think we should just share it with them, and then we can have some fun talking and answering some questions later. And
before you start, Melanie, I just want to just say that, I think we're all, and I say all, I mean our entire community of unfranchised owners globally are all very fortunate and grateful to have the leadership of Dennis, of Melanie, Dr. Deidre Mason, and Sosan. So, we can't lose. We can only win if you connect with this team. You can only win because your health will improve. You'll reach your goals from a health and wellness standpoint. And at the same time, you're going to be able to develop your business and grow and get your year off to a great start. So just thank you to what you guys have done and continue to do, and just to give you a round of applause.
Aw, thanks, Andrew. Appreciate that.
Nice job, Andrew.
Yes, always Thank you for that. I'm going to actually share my screen because we do have some details. And so what's really nice is you can take a screenshot, and people who are visual, because I'm not auditory. So you tell me something, it's going to come in. It's going to go in one ear out the other.
And I think that's important. And I also want to just mention too, when she shows you some of the stuff, keep in mind that one of the things that I think was so successful that we did, the team on this call knows, and Andrew and especially Deidre, is that we really got people to reach in to their mind and be honest with themselves and say, okay, yeah, I might have bought these products before, but A, I've never used them, or B, I never bought them. C, I've never tried them. I have them in my closet. And so we're going to ask you to maybe buy some products that you haven't had in order to succeed, or use the products that you've already bought in order to succeed. And we're going to go through with you. So I think
first I'm going to cover the details of what they can expect in the 28 days. Then we'll get into the products and like what might be a fit for them, because I think that's where the greatest conversation is going to come. So I just want to cover who this is for, people, and I want you to not just identify with some of these yourselves, you guys. I want you to be thinking of people who fit the bill here. So if you know people, or you are looking for a solution to dieting, or you just want to look better and feel better, I bet you know people in that category. If you want to eat real food, oh my gosh, I'm such a foodie. I love eating real food. That's why TLS works for me. If you are ready for a lifestyle you can maintain, or want a simple approach with support, menu plans, recipes, education, basically simple, taking the guesswork out. If you're looking for prevention or longevity, if you want to accelerate your results, if you want to be a part of a community, who doesn't want to be a part of a community right now? All reaching for similar goals. And if you want to have fun while making those changes, because we're a fun bunch. And if you have some unwanted pounds to lose, like the COVID 20 or more or less, it doesn't matter if you got a couple or you got a couple hundred. If you are looking to reach your healthiest weight, if you want to increase your lean muscle mass, me personally, I've been both overweight and underweight, and neither feel good. What feels good is a healthy weight. And if you want better performance, endurance, and recovery, that's who this is for. So we are launching actually January 1st. And we will be going live at 9 p.m. And this is Dennis, myself, and Sosan for sure. And Dee, you agreed as well?
I'm all in.
She's all in. So we're going to be launching a live Zoom, which will be streamed on our TLS weight loss page. But then after that, you can expect incredible educational, inspirational content coming your way every single weekday. So 15-minute Facebook Lives, Mindful Mondays with Sosan, our registered dietitian, who is also a certified diabetes educator, and she is our director of training. So, and I think it's just so perfect. She came up with Mindful Monday, and it's so perfect. It's perfect for her. And so Tuesday, tune up with myself. And then we're all going to converge again Wednesday for our weigh-in and measurements of success. So sometimes it's loss on the scale, but sometimes it's like, man, I'm sleeping better. I have better energy. I'm doing way better. So we're measuring all aspects of success in our Wednesday weigh-in. We're going to cover great content. We're going to be talking with you guys. Loren, you're going to be with us on those Wednesdays?
Yes, I'm going to be with you as many days, but definitely on Wednesdays.
Yes. So you can all expect for that to be absolutely fun and incredible. We're going to be talking about the elements of weight loss, like what's your cravings. One of the first conversations we're all going to have is, what do you do when you're craving? Like, what's the solutions, and what's your craving personality and all those fun things. So we're really not just talking about what you need to do, but also the real struggles that we can tend to face. Dennis is doing our Thursday tone up.
Yeah.
Who better than our Mr. Dennis Franks to really cover a lot of the fitness for longevity and really helping to understand that fitness is not punishment for what you ate. And guess what? My personal trainer told me this. She said, exercise is the one thing that you can hate and it'll still work.
Yeah, I love that.
Like you don't have to like it for for it to work. So, Fired Up Fridays. So I'm coming back on Friday, but I'm going to be bringing a couple people with me on Friday to highlight some success stories of people who've not only lost weight, kept it off, long-term success stories, people who are just starting out with TLS. We're going to just inspire you to stay strong during the weekend, right? Saturday, we'll have helpful tips and education through videos. And then Sunday, our amazing Sosan put together recipes for the week for you to try, as well as a grocery list. Perfect. So that's going to be posted on Saturday or Sunday. And then Loren had like her chefs. Her chefs are going to be doing some cool stuff for us. So it's going to be pretty amazing. These are some of the topics we're going to cover. And I don't know if I just want to take a pause moment and just have JR, thanks for joining us. Woo!
I'm all in.
I know, I'm so excited. I'm with these topics, you guys, whether it's, the truth about fat or the biology of weight loss, your digestion, your age, your hormones, they all play a part in your journey. What's happening with you. That's what, these are the things we're going to be talking about. And so everybody needs to plug into our @TLS weight loss page here on Facebook, because from here on out, that's where everything is being streamed, you guys. So it's all going to be there, open to anyone, your customers, your team, you, and we are international. So this is going to be absolutely incredible. I'm going to go ahead and stop share and we'll get to the products here. But Loren, JR, did you want to pipe in about what we just shared?
I think JR wants to jump in for a moment.
I'm just popping in because 28 days works. It takes, I always say 30 days to form a new habit. And the business and success at anything is all about forming a habit. This is a lot of fun. We did it with skincare and health. And I mean, that's a natural, but after the holidays and the COVID-20, I think we all need to get back in shape. And this is a fun way of doing it. People love to join in with others. They can't be there physically. So this is perfect. Everybody has a great time. Doing it together is amazing. 28 days. Loren did 28 days and stopped smoking.
I did 3.
So now she's going to do 28 days and make me chase her around the house.
Yeah, you already chased me around the house.
But at any rate, I'm really proud of you guys. This is an all-star cast we have up here.
And I know that you really believe in digital accountability. That's key.
I mean, that's key. It's even stronger than like Weight Watchers have weigh-ins. When you're a little overweight, you don't want to go and be seen and people watching, but they'll do it on Zoom. I think we have a magic combination here.
That's so
when you think of Dr. Deidre, I mean, the whole team doing this together. Dennis is going to keep it funny and fun. Melanie she's just so enthusiastic and focused. It's going to be incredible. So, Andrew, it's all good.
It is.
It's all good.
Well, I think, JR, people are really giving you a lot of love out there on Facebook.
I'm doing it with you. So I'm going to be on. I just wanted to pipe in and say,
Yeah, JR's going to do it too. And I think it's about, like, even if you have 5 or 10 pounds to lose, you don't have to want to lose 20 pounds like me. If you want to lose 5 to 10, you can do it too. If you want to lose 50, doesn't matter. You can do it on 28 days, because you can add another round of 28 at any point you want to. We're going to do it with you. And I think.
So you lose pounds and you make money. So
exactly.
If you're doing this together and having fun, it'll be easy to get your friends and customers and relatives and whatnot to join in. They're not doing it alone. There's no pressure. They're not being exposed, but it's a lot of fun. And they're going to gain from it, and you're going to get customers, and you're going to grow, and it's just incredible.
Well said.
Congratulations on putting this together. I mean,
it's going to be great. And I think
I'm so glad I didn't have to do this, Dennis. You guys put it together.
Listen,
ride.
There is even more benefit, JR. It's losing pounds and getting leaner at the same time. And I learned that secret. The leaner you are, the more calories you burn on a daily basis. And my goodness, there is just so many great things about the Transitions lifestyle. You get to eat great food, new favorite foods. And our registered dietitian, Sosan, you do a great job. You're such a great trainer in helping people understand what's important to keep that blood sugar right on the strip to stay in that fat burning environment.
That's right.
Awesome.
JR, you're looking good, buddy. You're looking good.
Yeah.
Everybody's writing.
I miss you. I miss you, Dennis. And,
I love you, man. I
know
know.
all the time, but you know, we
JR's
miss you.
looking good. We're happy. JR's looking good and he's happy and all is good. And so we're just I think we're just really excited. And I do want to emphasize some people have reminded us, but we did say it earlier. It's not just about losing weight. It is about being healthy. Right. And I don't want people to think that we've lost sight of that. Being healthy is the most important thing. I opened up by saying I don't need to be the skinniest girl out there. I've never been one for that. I've been there before and I don't like that. As Melanie said, I used to, Andrew will tell you, I used to be ultra thin and that wasn't the healthiest for me. Yeah. So I think I'm always about being healthy and being comfortable with who I am. And so when you know you've hit that COVID-20, like JR said, and you don't feel your best, then you know what you have to do when you start to not be able to see your cheekbones. You're like, yo, it's time. And so I'm ready. And
sorry.
That's it.
No, I just wanted to make mention because just to reinforce your point about being healthy and health is wealth. I ran across a quote the other day, just when I was scrolling on Instagram, and it said this: if you don't make time for your wellness, you'll be forced to make time for your illness.
Yes.
Right. And so that's a
that's a strong one.
Says it all, you know?
That is a strong one. And I think, you know, and Sosan was talking about it earlier, you know, we're talking about, which I'm really excited that she joined us for this and doing this with us, because she can give us great advice for those of us who are sugar addicts, who love sugar, but can find new great things that we can try instead. But we are, when we are middle age and above, we're more susceptible to get, as Dr. Deidre's talked about many times, type 2 diabetes, right? So that's something that Deidre taught me some time ago, that we can control that.
Yes.
And so we all have a tendency to be on the edge. If we're even 20 pounds overweight, you have a tendency when you do your test for type 2 diabetes, and maybe you just don't do tests, but I do them all the time. When I'm overweight, I'm always on the edge of type 2 diabetes. When I'm the healthiest, I'm never on the edge of it. So it's really about something we can control. The thing I love about this is what JR said, digital accountability is everything, being comfortable in your own skin with our family here. As I told you, I don't want to be 169. I want to be 150. I don't need to be, look at JR's face. He's dying. He's like, why are you doing this out loud publicly? But the point is, you have to do that. You have to be public and not be afraid to do those things. He's just laughing.
Oh, you've always done that.
Right. But my point is, I'm being honest, and the only way to get to my goal is to talk about it. Just like I did with smoking. I confided in everybody, said, this is the worst secret I've ever had. I'm in the closet smoker. I smoke all the time whenever I want. And until I came out and said, I'm not going to smoke, No,
you said I'm a non-smoker. That's the key.
Right. And so my point is, the only way to do this is to do this the right way. So if you're not afraid and you want to succeed, this is an opportunity to do this with me, because I'm on a mission to do all the right things together. As hard as they are, I know it'll be easier if you do it with me.
And your friends, family, and relatives will do it with you. If you jump in and do it, say, hey, I'm going to do this, do it with me. They'll try it. And, you know, that's a good thing.
Very
Yes.
I mean, that's one of the things I think is so important for us to pay attention to when it comes to success stories, personal success, family success, community success, is that it is a challenge, which I think is what's great about us calling this a challenge, right? Because at the end of it, we're thinking about the finish line. We're thinking about doing really well, like stepping up to the challenge. But I love what you said, Loren, is, you know, this idea of, I'm going to step into this. I'm going to be powerful. I'm going to get this done. I made a decision. And there's that other side of the coin that I want people to be really realistic about when it comes to this. But I bring this up not to say the negatives, not to bring up the obstacles, but to remind you that there will be obstacles. And this community that we're talking about helps you overcome those. You know, I'm going to pull a page out of Andrew's book about quotes and such. I mean, it's an incredibly powerful thing to know what your body is capable of. It's incredibly powerful to look at obstacles in front of you and say, that is either a stumbling block or a stepping stone. Like, which one are you going to choose? So I think it's important for us to, if you're just like Loren and you say, I'm in it to win it, I'm going to take care of this, I am a non-smoker, right? Then you are in an incredibly powerful position. If you are someone that says, no, I'm afraid of that big upfront cost. What am I going to have to give up with this new lifestyle change, right? Arguably, you're thinking, I'm either going to win or I'm going to lose. Which one am I going to be? I don't want that big upfront cost of what can I not eat anymore? I'm afraid I can't be social if I do this. I'm afraid I'm going to have to give up my favorite foods. I won't be able to have alcohol anymore. And I'm going to do what? I'm going to give all of that up for 1-2 pounds a week, right? So I want us to really say, no, let's do the math. What does 1 or 2 pounds a week look like after 28 days? And then our next 30 days together. And what does that look like after 3 months, 6 months? You guys, while this year didn't go by really, really fast, we wanted it to just skid by and it didn't. This one felt really long, right? A year goes by so fast. At 1 to 2 pounds a week, that's 100 pounds for some people. But I love what I hear from Melanie, what I hear from Sosan, and what Loren's already doing, which is this isn't about being skinny. This isn't about the aesthetics. This is about the fitness, the metabolic fitness. This is about strong is the new skinny, right? Health is not just that wealth like you talked about, Andrew, but health is the new immunity. Immunity is the new community, right? And when we do all of this together, we create a system of we, and that's where we really find our power, right? People underestimate the impact that those very small wins, overcoming that stumbling block and using it as a stepping stone. I'm here to tell you, whether it's because I've helped people lose weight, because I lost weight myself, because I talk to people about menopause or andropause and how it's hard to lose weight after the age of 40.
Did you just call it Andrew pause?
And now I call it andropause. Andrew's killing it, right? The idea here is that you can be with what feels like such a small step, small growth, small advancement for you. You're truly inspirational to other people, right? So I want us to focus on some of those small things that you can do to achieve. And this is actually the benefit of these 28 days together, is that this isn't your usual weight loss story, your weight loss program, right? Because we're going to focus on many of those lifestyle factors that leave us on the wrong side of that healthy scale or that healthy weight. We're going to focus on sleep. We're going to focus on healthy detoxification, right? Loren, we can even talk, because I know you and I have done this before. We've talked about how do you work it in? Skin brushing, for example, it's not just great for that luminescent skin, that like sense of like glowing and this is all worth it. It also happens to be really great for detox. So some of the things that we're going to talk about and we're going to teach you about, and then you get to share that with other people, are these small little tweaks, these pro tips, these experiences that we've had that have made a difference or inspired other people to make a change so that you can get a better night's sleep. That means you're going to see better weight loss. You're going to see improved metabolism, right? We are going to talk about stress. It's why some of the supplements are as powerful as they are, because you may find yourself as a stress eater reaching for the carbohydrates. And we're going to find a way to like meet you, not in the middle, like meet you where you are and then take you where you want to go, because we're going to identify your individual factor, your individual insulation situation, as it were, right? Because we're going to institute routines. Melanie, what you said was so great about exercise being that thing that works whether you like it or not. Whether you love exercise, right? Exercise loves you. And it's like Dennis had mentioned, you all of a sudden are looking over your shoulder. That's not exactly how he said it, but all of a sudden you're looking over your shoulder and you're like, I can't believe how far I've become. If there's anything that, like Melanie and I talked about this, where do you get started? You get started with the small steps, because then it doesn't feel like there's a big, huge upfront cost, right? So you start off by getting more protein. If you're like a lot of people, you wake up feeling like, I don't know what I should eat. I don't know how to really start my metabolism. It starts with protein. So a TLS nutrition shake, whether it's vanilla, whether it's chocolate, right? You get to really work with that and add in an extra nearly 20 grams of protein to help you with satiety, so you're able to feel full longer, but also that you have the building blocks for muscle, for fitness, for metabolism, especially after the age of 40, right? You may have habits that our best win for you will be to simply change out a habit for a new habit. And that's really what I want to focus on, you guys, is that people will often say, what is it that keeps a healthy person healthy? Like, what is it that you do, Melanie? And your answer might be the same as mine, right? Right? The answer that you have may be the same as mine. The same thing that keeps a healthy person healthy is the same thing that keeps a sick person sick, through daily habits, right? So maybe we're going to introduce a trim cafe or a trim tea. We're simply going to change one habit for another habit, right? Maybe you have a hard time going to sleep, and that's your insulation factor. So we're going to find a way to talk about B vitamins and stress and how to help you get a good night's sleep. We're going to focus on an ultimate healthy metabolism, but also the nutrients and the daily habits or routines that drive that metabolism. One thing I often tell women and men is that it's difficult to lose weight without a sound foundation, right? Ultimately, losing weight, being physically fit, requires energy. And so you need to be pretty efficient with your energy. The building blocks for efficient energy are vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. The driver of metabolism and detoxification, healthy skin. Let's start thinking about those small rewards, what we can teach another person to inspire them. You guys, your small steps. I actually said these exact words to Melanie. You are living somebody's goal life. Like, you are killing it, right? For someone that looks to you, they say, that's the life that I want. The thing I'm most excited about doing this with everybody is that these next 28 days and the 28 days that follow, and Loren, the next challenge that follows that, right? It allows you to be an inspiration to another person. And that's where we start to tie community together and truly make a difference. I couldn't be happier to have been invited to be a part of this.
Yeah, you just can't add any more to that. That's what it's all about.
So if any of your customers or any of your team have questions or personal situations that they need a metabolic solution to, you have the experts here. You have Dr. Deidre and Melanie, and it's going to be incredible. So I just want to remind you, because I'm going to jump off, is getting customers to doing it is easy, it's fun, and you're going to get results. People want to belong to something. They want to be part of a group that's going somewhere. And, it's all about identity too. Get your team to do it, get your customers to do it. They're either going to say yes or no. Some of them are going to, just because if you don't ask, they're not going to know about it. Just ask them. I'm doing it. You want to do it with me? Right into the holidays, everybody has a little bit of a concern, but it all comes down to identity. And Deidre was kind of talking about this, but when Loren says, I'm stopping smoking, I say, you're not stopping smoking. You decided that you're a non-smoker. There's a big difference. If you're a non-smoker, well, as long as you try to stop smoking, you're not going, you're stopping, you're a smoker. You're stopping. As long as you try to lose weight or get healthy, you're not healthy. You have to say, I am a healthy person. I don't do those things anymore. I don't drink that bottle of Coke. I take, my vitamins, I work out, and I feel great. I don't need it. So
that's powerful, Jared. That actually reminds me of one of your best speeches ever when you said, to identify, you need to know what your identity is, right? So like, you're not your homecoming queen from 1969. You're not all those things that you think that you are, and your identity shouldn't be decided by your weight.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Positive affirmations are a huge part. In fact, one of our 30 tips, I think one, not today, 3 days ago, was say your positive affirmations every day. That I am a healthy person, that I have healthy habits, that I make myself a priority. These types of things to embody who you want to become, embody it now by saying those things out loud. By reading them, by, all of those fun things that JR always tells us about. That's why we listen to audios, right? Is to assume the identity.
Take Andrew, for example. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I did.
That's fine.
Andrew's an example of what you're talking about. This guy works out 2 or 3 times a day. He takes all types of concoctions, the green stuff in the morning, cocktails of isotonics. He's bringing them to me, but it's because his identity is, I'm a healthy person. I work out, and he shows it. He can't do without it because it's what he is. And so that's what you become when you do this program.
And that's why.
So Melanie, pick up where you left off.
I do think that's why the digital, but that's why the digital accountability is so important, because people can do.
You know what? The other thing that's so important is the learning opportunity that you have over these 28 days. It's going to get you to go more to another 28 days. Just today, I met somebody this morning who was complaining of being achy. And I said, you're carrying the extra weight that's causing a lot more inflammation. And these are things that you can help through diet, choosing the right foods. And it's a natural response, not trying to sell anything. It's just say, let me tell you what I know from the experiences. And I know, Sosan, working with you now, you've really brought a lot to the table in understanding that. And it's important that, as JR and Loren said, the resources that we're offering here over the next 28 days that you have at your fingertips for your teams and for your clients, it's going to be quite impressive. And they're going to be amazed at how down to earth we are. Having the senior executive vice president being in the trenches with us, and the support of the founder of this company, doing the things that we do, it makes us so real, people. I just can't tell you how important it is to get to your teams.
It is super exciting to have you guys involved, and I think it's going to be an incredible experience for everyone. And I want to speak really quickly to the health professionals on the line, because I know many of you are going to be holding your own groups coming the new year, and maybe even starting now. I know that some of you are, because I talked to you guys, and I want, as I've told many of you, to be sure that you still leverage this, because there is nothing more powerful than solidifying the buying decision. And what solidifies a buying decision? When somebody buys into you, or buys into TLS, or buys into one of our products or our programs, what solidifies the buying decision? Other experts educating, other people saying this works, other testimonials. And that's what we're so good at with this company. And so don't miss out by, I know that the health professionals are all phenomenal, and they love taking care of their patients, their clients, their customers, their team. And that's fantastic. But don't miss this opportunity to leverage Dennis Franks, Dr. D, Sosan, myself, and the community and the education that's going to happen here. So And I also want to speak to people who are new. I don't know anything about TLS. I have no idea what's involved or what it's all about, or if I'm eating, what I'm eating, or when I'm eating, or what the products do, and how do I invite if I don't know. Perfect. It's good you don't know. It's wonderful because all you have to do is say, hey, I'm joining a bunch of experts in this 28 days of weight loss, and they're going to be teaching us. So come along with me. And so you don't have to be the expert. You just have to plug in to the experts, and there couldn't be a more leveraged, exciting time to do so, because it's all live and it's all open. Because we are kind of known in TLS to do some closed groups, because we do like to make private accountability and digital accountability. But this one, we're open on our TLS weight loss solution page. Let's talk a little bit about those products that we were speaking about, that Dr. D hit on. And for those of you who don't know, you have a tlsslim.com site. And literally tlsslim.com / the same thing that would be for your shop.com or your Motives Cosmetics or your Lumiere de Vie site, your tlsslim.com. And on the home page is a profile where you take a quiz, and I'll show you this in a moment, but what it will do, it will tell you exactly which TLS program you will be on for this 28 days. Okay, so whether your rapid results or your sure and steady or your continued commitment, those are our different programs. And your profile, when you take this questionnaire, is going to point out which ones. And so Dee, you mentioned these ones being staples, right? So Dee just talked about this, is more protein. And this is also super important for our carb lovers, because not just for our carb lovers, but everybody carbs out on the holidays. Come on, right? Like everybody, I'm eating more carbs. So I'm actually incorporating a little rice, little dark chocolate. I'm getting more carbs in too. And so to get off of all those excess carbs, there is absolutely nothing better to curb a craving, to stop the convenience foods, because this will be your new convenience food, right? Is your TLS nutrition shake, because our chocolate and vanilla is absolutely phenomenal. And maybe, just maybe, somebody has an extra pumpkin spice that they could auction off. But I just had my last 2 scoops and I about cried. So we talked about Trim Tea and Trim Cafe. Look, if you're drinking a cup of coffee a day, switch to Trim Cafe, because it has so many health benefits. Dee, do you want to just speak to that just a little bit, would you?
No, I do, because one of the things that is so powerful about formulations isn't just a focus on weight loss or lean muscle mass, but also the underlying metabolism that kind of limits our success. And inflammation, or an environment of inflammation, is one of those things. Both Trim Tea and Trim Cafe work in kind of 3 phases. First, people notice that environment of inflammation is improved. Now, you may notice that in a sense of puffiness or even range of motion. The next kind of phase of the clinically evidenced ingredient, the Ervingia gamboensis, is going by the brand name Well-Trim, is that we start to see that our feel full hormone, which is called leptin, starts to see improvement. But one of the magical parts of this is that improvement happens here. There are things you can do to slow down carbohydrates at the gut level. That's where that protein and that carb lever that you mentioned, Melanie, is so powerful, because you can take things that slow down a carbohydrate, whether it's core or TLS nutrition shakes, but we also have to focus on the actual desire for things. And that's one of the ways that this product, the Trim Tea or the Trim Cafe, work. The next thing that ends up happening is a hormone in the body that tells fat cells not to mature. And that's one of the fat factors. You create inflammation, it tells fat cells to mature and then duplicate, to become 4, 4 become 8, so on and so forth, right? So one of the things that this ingredient has done is to quiet that down. And so we notice it in those kind of 3 phases, a habit for a habit, right? But also seeing some of those big wins through metabolism, right? Not just restriction of that Coca-Cola, like you mentioned, JR, right? But then getting underneath years of this kind of behavior and really making a difference.
Fabulous.
Dennis, you know, there may be some people, and I know that Sosan is the newer member to the TLS team. I know there's people in the field that might not know who she is. It'd be nice to maybe give a formal introduction to her. Maybe she'd like to say a few.
Absolutely. And in fact, Andrew, I'm glad you said that. Suzanne Howe had joined our team not so long ago, but she has contributed around the world for us. Besides being a registered dietitian, she has her own radio show, and she also works in so many environments to help people that are dealing with type 2 diabetes and getting them in the right direction. We love her. She speaks not only English, but Mandarin and Cantonese. Suzanne, I know that you wanted to comment on some of the TLS components, and
Yes.
please, join in.
Okay, so I know that being a dietitian, and I just want to share a big, small story about myself, because prior to becoming a dietitian, I actually wanted to become a interior designer. And why I ended up being a dietitian, because my grandmother died from diabetes complication. And that really breaks my heart. And I realized that diabetes is a disease that we can prevent. And right now, like what Loren's saying, because of my practice, around this time of the year till January, I am so busy, because people are gaining the COVID-20, but COVID more than that, but the blood sugar is going out of whack because they're so stressed. And that's why I'm so excited that we are finally doing this, because people need it. People need it. And when you have your blood sugar, and Loren, a lot of people don't do the blood work. It's not because they don't want to, because they don't want to know the truth. Unfortunately, they don't want to know the truth. But unfortunately, when you don't know the truth, the blood sugar is still high. And the worst thing is, when your blood sugar is high, you actually feel very tired. And when you feel tired, guess what you want to do? You want to drink your coffee. You want to have your donut. Guess what happened to your blood sugar? Go even higher. So you got into this vicious cycle. And that's why I love TLS so much. And I wanted to do a quick sharing what TLS is all about. For those of you who don't know what TLS is all about, if you're a health professional and you thinking, oh, TLS is a weight loss program, it's not a weight loss program. It's more than a weight loss program. I've been working with thousands and thousands of clients, and I can tell you, people don't just want to lose weight. They want to maintain that weight loss. People want to be healthier. Now, like, lifestyle change is key. It's not about being skinny. It's being healthy, having the energy and vitality. And I love the metabolic flexibility. That is so crucial. So with that, I'm going to quickly share my slide, because I want to really pinpoint the component of TLS, because I think that's very important for people to see that. So very quickly go to my slide right here. So if you look at TLS, you know what I really love about TLS is that it is for everyone, right? Whether you are looking, like Melanie was saying, whether people think, okay, it's for weight loss. It is not about weight loss. When you simply eat better, you just lose weight just by eating healthier, right? It is for everybody. It is so comprehensive. There's a lot of science behind that, right? And a lot of people say, you know what? I tried to eat less. I tried to move more, but I couldn't do it. I have no willpower. It's not because of willpower. There's a lot of science, okay? When we have craving, it's not because you open that refrigerator and you see that ice cream. It's because there's a reason. And that's why when Deidre is talking about leptin, there's a lot of leptin and ghrelin that's going on. And this is what makes TLS so unique, because we're going to talk about shutting those hormones down so that they quiet down, so that you finally can actually take more control of your health. So you are not because you have no willpower, it's because science is taking over, and we're going to teach you how to take over and control the science. So what makes TLS special? There's absolutely no calorie counting. I'm not sure about you. When was the last time that you loved counting calories? No one likes counting calories. If you don't like accounting, you don't like counting, okay, period. And who doesn't like to eat real food? Because when you eat food that tastes so amazing and nourish your body, you don't want to eat that processed food anymore. A lot of people start eating real food, realize processed food are only salty. There's no flavor to it. They put so much fat, sugar, and salt to make sure that you like it. But when you actually taste the freshness of food, you will never go back again. multiple plan, because you and I are different. What works for me may not works for you. So there should not be one plan fits all. We should all have a different multiple plan to fit our needs. And the most important is so affordable, whatever budget you have. And when you look at it, what is TL's solution? So we call the four-pronged system. I like to kind of draw a picture. When you look at the table, there's 4 legs, and each leg need to be strong to stabilize that table. That's your foundation. We're all about building a strong foundation, right? When we build the business, left side, right side, foundation, right? When you don't have foundation, your team will collapse. When you don't have a good foundation when it comes to your lifestyle, your health will collapse, right? And you find yourself in the illness space instead in the wellness space. So the first is foremost is my absolute favorite, low glycemic impact eating. In fact, the professor that designed glycemic index was actually my professor at university. So I work with him. So I know glycemic index so well. So when I was introduced to Market America at that time, I saw the transition lifestyle system. I was like, oh my God, this is what I do for a living. This is what my professor taught me. So I love it. This up to now is still the healthiest way to eat, to stabilize your blood sugar. And as soon as people see blood sugar, they're thinking, I don't have diabetes. Why would I care about it? Did you know your blood sugar does more than just controlling or preventing diabetes? Blood sugar affects your mood, affects how your body burns fat, and affects your energy level. Just think about how many people, when you think about people complain about weight loss, I think more people complain about energy. A lot of people feel tired all the time, right? So this is the best way to eat to stabilize your energy and in a better mood. And when you're in a better mood, your family will be much happier. Body composition. We are focusing on fat loss, right? This is all about building and maintaining those lean muscle. I call the lean muscle your currency. You want a lot of currency, you want more money, you want more lean muscle, because the more muscle you have, it dictates your metabolism. So the higher metabolism, that means you become a fat burning machine. Then we have the third part, the third leg of that table, science-based supplementation. And people said, you know what, if I can eat less and move more, why would I need supplement? And my answer to you is, if eating more, okay, eating less and move more is the solution, why do you still have a problem? Obviously, that's not a solution, or not the complete picture of the solution. And our supplements are unique is that they are supported by science. We're using ingredients that are backed by science. They're there to help improve, enhance, and accelerate your result. Tom, come on, how many people wanted to wait a year later to see a little bit result? Not many of us. We're impatient. We want results. And that's why these supplements help us so that we can work on our journey to health and wellness while they're supporting our hormonal imbalances, our craving. Like, we all love carbs. Man, come on. No one does not love carb nowadays. It's a matter of admitting that you love carb and hiding that you eat a lot of carbs, right? And last but not least is education. We know knowledge is power. And when you understand and know why you eat what you eat, you're more likely to make a permanent change. And the most important thing, aside from knowledge being power, is application. And this is exactly why we are doing the 28 days of weight loss, because we're going to apply what you will learn. So from Monday to Friday, when you learn from all of us, all tips and pro tip, those are the education, but it will not work unless you work it. That means you have to apply it. And that is very, very powerful. And for those people who say, you know what, there's a lot of great programs. We actually have 5 programs for those people who don't know about the TLS. And if you don't know what program works for you based on your lifestyle, your diet, your activity level, your goals, or your behavior, we all have different commitment level. The best thing is really go to tlslim.com in your own country, and definitely like I always say, start with yourself. If you have never done it as a franchise owner, do it yourself. See what kind of question it was asked. If you don't even know what's being asked, how can you actually tell your customer go and do the question? Can you imagine your customer doing the question and asking you, what are your answer? And you have never done it yourself? How kind of not very trusting do you look like? Because building relationship is all about building trust. And building trust starts with yourself. So I always say, for those people who said, you know, I have no weight to lose, I'm actually skinny. And honestly, for all the Asians out there, you know us, we don't look big, but we do have fat because we don't move. We don't have muscle. So we're known as skinny fat. So make sure, seriously, take your profile, find out what program you're in, start really do it. You'll be so surprised as you start to lose the fat and gain the muscle, how amazing you feel. And the last but not least, as I often tell people, it's not about the diet. It's really about the lifestyle. So ask yourself 10, 20, 30 years from today, who do you want to be? Do you want to be a person who complains about pain and no energy? Or do you want the person who said, wow, you look amazing. What are you doing? Then you thank yourself 20 years ago that you make that decision to change your lifestyle. And for that, I bring it back
Bravo. That's a bravo.
Thank you, Suzanne.
That's
All
bravo.
right.
Well done.
Awesome. Awesome. Great job, Sosan. And I was going to bring her on to to talk a little bit about our other personalities when it comes to this, like Dr. Deidre said, which is, hey, we know there's going to be struggles and obstacles. So let's get clear on some of those and address some of those. And Loren was like, hey, what do we do for the carb craver or the stress eater or the fat lover? What do we do for those people?
And those of us who are more than one category.
Precisely.
Carb craver and stress eater, like Andrew said.
Yeah, and I've definitely, I did a little bit of the fat lover last night with some fried foods. So Dennis, what was it like? If you choose the prime rib over the fillet, if you choose the French fries over the the sweets,
right? Okay.
yeah, you're probably a fat lover, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Sosan, you had mentioned the importance of, and I know Dee as well, the heart health and the digestive enzymes to add, if you know that that's going to be a struggle for you to, let go of the fatty foods you love, like that big plate of cheesy nachos. That's the thing I'm gonna miss. No, I love nachos. That's my cheat meal, you guys. So tell us a little bit, Sosan and Dee, a little bit about why the fat lovers need to be taking these.
Well, I guess I would start, then Dee will fill in because Dee is so brilliant. So in terms of people who loving fat, we all know when we love fat, we don't necessarily love healthy fat like avocado and the olive oil. We love fat, it's because the processed food fat, right? The deep fried food fat. And when we eat food that are deep fried, that are highly processed, these are what we call very highly inflammatory fat, where when the more you eat, you actually increase your inflammatory response. And like Dee was saying, that when your inflammatory response is high, and you make your leptin less sensitive, your leptin resistant. So we need to lower that. That's where when I was talking about the science, the biology, we need to calm it down. We need to make the leptin more sensitive, not more resistant. And that's why having a balance between the omega-6 and omega-3 is very crucial. The more fat you eat, and most people don't choose healthy fat, we need to offset with a healthier fat, which is the non-inflammatory fat, which is the omega-3, to balance it out. And I don't know, last time when I just had, so I'm going to tell you this weekend, I have someone bought these very first Hokkaido croissant that came from Taiwan to here, and my friends swear by it, and my friend got me as a box as a gift, and I said, okay, let me try it. Oh my goodness, the fat and the butter, after I finished eating it, I popped myself 3 cups of digestive enzyme, and I felt better. So hence, digestive enzyme is for people who really need it. When you eat that fat and you said, I wish I shouldn't finish eating that whole croissant, that's your digestive enzyme helping you feeling better afterwards.
How about the big ribeye? Come on. I'm like, Sosan's fat is like, oh, I had a croissant. I love it. Go ahead, Dee.
And I think that there's the other side of that coin because, Sosan's so right. One of the things that we're looking to do is to create an environment that is ripe for weight loss, but also a healthy metabolism, including getting your lean muscle mass to behave in a way that it can work to your advantage. So there's the other side of omegas and digestive enzymes, in that omegas have not just an anti-inflammatory benefit, a cardiovascular benefit, especially if there's been years of bad behavior, but omega-3 fatty acids are also implicated in the performance of muscle. So we can also help individuals with an environment where their muscle will be has the potential for better performance because of omegas. And this is kind of the magic of another product we have, Melanie, which is the conjugated linoleic acid, Tonylin CLA, also profoundly beneficial. Fats are profoundly beneficial in improving muscle mass activity. I had mentioned that age is one of the things that people have trouble getting over when it comes to weight loss, right? They just feel like metabolism slows down. This is where digestive enzymes can also be very beneficial. When we break down food, we have access to food. So that fat lever is going to be needing something that's going to help break down where maybe their gallbladder, due to age or metabolism, isn't doing everything that it can. Your gallbladder and your pancreas, which is what controls for healthy blood sugar, as well as insulin utilization, is really linked to, these two organs are linked to each other, and their common currency, if I can still align from you, Sosan, is that currency is in fact the ability to properly digest for healthy metabolism, healthy access to energy. So whether we're talking about fats, carbohydrates, or proteins, digestive enzymes give you access to those macros for fuel, for energy, muscle building, and healthy blood sugars. So there's another side of this coin. It's not just about licking your fingers and all the fat off your fingers, right? It's also about how can we create an environment where my muscle actually performs better, and the fat lever is great for that as well.
Andrew,
I want to just
Andrew, we got to add that
Andrew,
to the
where is our
daily.
digestive enzyme
Let's
at
add
dinner?
that. Let's add that to the dinner.
Yeah.
It's
Because,
my-
because
of
we
course, it's my fault. You know what I mean?
I'm not
your
saying it's your
fault.
fault. I'm just saying let's add that to the evening
Yeah,
cocktail.
absolutely,
Why
absolutely.
can't it be your fault? It's more fun that way.
Yeah, I know it is. I know.
I know that the digestive enzymes is really unique too, in the sense that you can take it before, during, after a meal. So the most important thing is that it's better in your body than it is in the bottle or in the box, as we say. And so even if you forget to take it, just take it at any time. Anytime, the digestive enzymes are a great option. It's probably
Evening cocktail.
If you forget to remember it, just make it up right then.
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah, it's great tasting. Elaine out in the state of Washington saying how good it tastes. It's something that really you want to add to your regimen of support tools as far as going through the 28 days of weight loss, but anytime in a healthy lifestyle. I do want to encourage everybody that they see the products that we're talking to, and you want to order these products. And I'll tell you why. Once you attract your team and customers, specifically customers and friends or acquaintances to join you on this, they're going to want the product. They can, of course, order it online at your TLS Slim or shop.com sites. But at the same time, it's always good to have one or two extra of these great products on hand because this is an emotional move when people get involved. And wait until you get the small wins. The small wins really help you stick to it and encourage you. It builds momentum. Having momentum in this 28-day run really just makes everything better.
I think it's so important, like Dennis said, to have these products not only on hand for you, because you need to use them, right? But on hand for others. That's what's so key, because I agree with them. It's an emotional connection. It's emotional. I've already committed to doing this, period. I was discussing it with JR while we were sitting at the dinner table tonight. And I said, I'm doing this, right? Just like I did all the other things I did. I'm doing this. And I think it's a matter of putting your mental state of mind in that space and committing to it. And so looking at those products, even before this call, it's like Melanie said to me, Loren, I want you to go to the Trim Cafe instead of your coffee every morning. And I know I can do that because that's what I need to do. Right. And when I have tea instead, I go to Trim Tea instead of the drinking regular tea. And I think it's a matter of a real commitment, because I know that if I have a craving for something, they're going to teach me how to overcome that. I'm going to do it with everybody. You know, I don't have the answers. That's why we're doing this together. But I do know what Dennis said is really key. If you don't have these products, you have to act and get them. That's why we're doing this December 22nd. We're going to make sure you get the products fast. So you got to order them ASAP so you can be ready for the challenge. A lot of people are asking online, when are we starting? Naturally, we're starting the first day of January. However, that doesn't mean that if you're out of town and you can't be with us, if you start January 5th, you're not part of it. Of course you're part of it. You're going to do it with us. It all makes sense. If you don't get to start on the same day I get to start, doesn't mean you don't start. You still start. The 28 days begins the day one you start. For me, I'm starting it with you guys and kicking it off. If you have a day that you've just had a horrible day, and we all have them, and you fall back, doesn't mean anything. You get back up. That's what you have to do. And this is where you have to listen to mine and JR's tapes. And when we tell
It
you,
might take you 29 days to do 28 days because you missed one day.
exactly. And that's okay. The point is,
It's okay.
you want to be able to tell yourself that you can do this. And I know I can. I know that I can do this. And I know I can do it because you, when I say you, I mean all of you watching us are doing it with me. We're doing it together. We're doing it because we have Melanie and Dennis, and Sosan just motivated me, and Deidre, because I know that any questions we have and any questions you leave here tonight will be answered. Because we don't want to leave you hanging. That's the great thing about connecting on Zoom and connecting digitally through Facebook. We can answer your questions. We can get you the information you need. We can lead you in the right direction, but we can't do it for you. We can only do it with you. And that's the most important thing. I love what Melanie said. It's not as good as in the box as it is in your body. And that's so important. We have to take these supplements to help speed it. Can you lose weight by eating healthier? Of course. Will you lose more weight by taking the supplements? Absolutely.
I'm going to go get some digestive enzymes.
Get me some. Get me some.
I love
it. The point is, by the way, don't forget your wife. My point is, you got to do it and commit to the action. And I know this, and I can say this because I know. When you take the supplements, Dennis will tell you, right, Dennis? They work better than just doing it with just losing, eating better.
Yes.
There's no question about it, Loren. And the most important thing, this is science. It's not about any one specific thing. Based on taking our TLS, a weight loss, find your fit profile, you're going to get the best recommendation and the best program, which includes the different foods. And I just want everyone to know, we'll be spending next Tuesday, December 29th, and that will be for your customers. There was a question and answer in the Q&A. Can you tell us about how to invite our customers, and friends? What you want to do is let them know that you're making this commitment. And if they'd like to join in for a fun night on December 29th at 9 p.m. On our Zoom, and you can register for that and or Facebook Live. And we'll be going through an actual program, a fun program focused on the general population so that they understand. And they'll get the introduction to different products as well as the programs, and they'll get Dr. D and they'll get Sosan and Melanie and myself, and we'll be talking specifically about how and what they can expect during this process. And so that's going to be your best closer to get your customers or friends and associates onto the program. When they meet all of the different players, including Loren and Andrew, and if JR jumps on, fabulous, they're going to love being with us, and they're going to see that we're real. The other thing that I want you to remember is that use your videos, use your unfranchised marketing app, use your tools, people. And Loren said it earlier, if you don't ask, they won't know. And that's really important.
Speaking of tools, Dennis, I'm visual and I love showing people what we got. So we have a playlist, the 28 days of weight loss. And Dennis has a promotional video. I have a promotional video. Dee has a promotional video. So Zan is loading hers up. And they're all, mine's 7 minutes, Dennis's 6, they're short little introductory videos that you can use to introduce, like just text them, go to YouTube, and put in TLS 28 days of weight loss or 28 days of weight loss, and this playlist is going to come up. And all you have to do is click share, copy link, text them and say, hey, I'm going to do this. Do you want to do this with me? And then they then invite them to the 29th, which is a longer, should be about an hour with us it's more customer driven. It's more of a TLS overview of what we're doing in the 28 days of weight loss. So Dennis has a great video here. Dee has a great video. So these are great invite tools, as well as on our TLS coaches page, which is for all UFOs. It isn't just for our TLS certified coaches. It's for all UFOs where we're helping you and supporting you. So I have a video explaining the 28 days of weight loss. And if you actually go to media and you click on photos, which it's like already on, you're going to see, here we go. We have our marketing images right here for you. All you have to do is copy them and save them to your own device and use them by texting them or messaging them. There's my TLS tree. I didn't win, but congratulations to the 3 winners. And so there's great little images for you to use as well. So you're professionally branding our division and it looks, like something inviting and professional that they would want to do. And again, that's part of third-party credibility as well.
Melanie, these are great looking assets. This is on the TLS weight loss Facebook page. Is that correct?
Yeah, these are actually on our coaches support page right now because I gave them to our coaches and I put them on all the regional pages. So they're also on each regional page: Southern, Southeast, Mideast, Northeast, Northern, Western. All of the regions have the asset photos as well. On those pages, you're going to see them posted professionally on our TLS page that's official, like our official Facebook page, like you're asking about, Andrew, but that's sort of like too late, right? So we want people to have those assets sooner rather than later, so you can download them right from there. And again, this is our TLS weight loss solution page. And then it says,
Melanie, I love that about TLS. That's a beautiful handout. And remember, all of you can go to the bottom of the page and save the page so it links back to your tlsslim.com/your name or whatever your business name is, whether it be fitness or what it's about. Once you get an interest, you can feed these short videos or you can feed these actual commercial infograms. And also, I love once they commit to send the video on how to take their before and after pictures and also taking their measurements. Those are all fun things that they'll want to keep track of so that we can track our weigh-in Wednesdays.
And remember, the most important result is your own, right? So all the pictures, all the marketing brochures, all the tools that we offer are amazing. And I'm always a big believer in using them, but I'm more of a believer in sharing your own experience.
Beautiful.
You will have the most success with your own experience. That's why we have the hashtag of 28 days of weight loss. That's why we've used the hashtag of 28 days of health and skin when we did it with health and skin. It's very important that you're not posting necessarily on the company page or the TLS page, but you're posting on your page. Why? It's because that's how we'll find you. We'll find you through using the hashtag and doing a search. When we did the skincare, Deidre and Andrew know I was frustrated because people were trying to post on the company page to get recognized. No. I'm not looking at the company page. I'm looking at your page. And that's where I'm going to be putting it on my page, right? So that's how you'll get new customers, because you want your friends and people that you know from afar. Maybe they're not your friends in real life, but they're really your friends on Facebook Live or Instagram Live. When they see you and they see that you've had a result, whether you've lost 5 pounds or 2 pounds, it's enough to inspire somebody else to do it. But if you put it on the company page, then they can't find you. So you have to put it on your page because your story is the one that's the most inspirational, the one that people will most relate to, the ones that people will say, wow, she can do it, I can do it. If she can do this, I'll do it with her. If she's addicted to carbs, I'm in it with her. I'm in it to win it. And so using the hashtag is key, because that's how we can find you. Because one of the things that we're doing in all of the challenges, the people with the best results during the new year, when the new year launches, like you're going to be seeing the people who've had tremendous results with our skincare and our health challenge and our weight loss challenge. All of the sales team will be putting those people with us in our email support materials that go out, in our handouts, our marketing ads that go out. We'll be using the real you in those ads, which makes me really so happy, because it's always been a strong desire of me, myself, and JR to use our own people for those images. And so we're really, really excited about that, but we can't find you if you don't use the hashtag, and we can't find you, nor can your friends and become customers if you don't share it with them. You see, everybody, everybody knows somebody, like JR said, everybody knows somebody who wants to lose weight, even if it's not you. Everybody knows somebody who wants to get healthier. Everybody knows somebody who needs this. Everybody knows somebody that feels a lack of connection, of human touch and human connection right now because of COVID. Everybody knows somebody who's going through COVID-20. Everybody knows someone who wants to be a part of a community. There's a million reasons to join this challenge, a million of them, and I'm just listing a few. This is all about you, and whether you're willing to make the commitment and say, you know what, I need the products. I'm getting the products. I won't start Deidre without having them in front of me. I won't pick up and just say, oh, it's okay, I can do the meal part, but not get the supplement part. You need both. It's like Dennis said, it's like taking a shortcut to success, right? If you add the supplements, you're on your way. And then everything you do, the exercise and eating the right way, all of it works together to actually, really emphasize giving you the best result possible. And I think that's key. I think it's so important. That's why I really believe that we have to do this together. I don't want to do this alone, because it'd be much harder. I know that I need Dr. Deidre. I know that I need Melanie. I know that I need Dennis and Suzanne and Andrew every day to make it better and to put the digestive in my drink. So my point is, find somebody that you're connected with on here. Connect with somebody. Ask somebody, what can I do? How do I get started? And I know there's a lot of questions right now. I'm seeing them all over Facebook. I've been monitoring Facebook, writing. I see there's a lot of questions here tonight on the Zoom. Understand this, we're going to answer your questions. We may miss some, you'll ask them again and we'll get them. The point is, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You're going to do this together with somebody. I don't know a business that does that in today's real world. And like I said, even if you could get to a Weight Watchers or a Jenny Craig or a Nutrisystem, you'd have to go, and like I said earlier, in an age where appearance matters so much, that people don't feel comfortable when they're overweight going to do something that they normally would feel comfortable with if they felt like they needed to lose weight, or they felt that way their whole life, that they were uncomfortable in their own skin. And I think this is really about being comfortable with who you are, not being the skinniest. I never said that I wanted to be 110 pounds. That wasn't my healthy weight back then. Never said I wanted to be 120. I was too skinny then. I just want to be healthy. I want to be the best version of me I can be. And I think that's what we all want for ourselves. I don't, I love what Sosan said, when you're honest and you say like, okay, it's not okay to be skinny fat either, because that's not healthy. And so I know there's so many questions. What do I do? How do I start? I know that there's a page, right, Deidre or Melanie, that we're going to direct people to, that'll have these different categories of where they can choose from, or choose both, like I did, the carb lover and the stress eater. I'm not the fat lover. I don't care about fried food, don't care about fattening food. I care about carbs, and I'll eat junk chocolate with Andrew if I'm stressed. But I need people to know where to go first so they can get their questions answered. I need them to kind of get an overview of what to expect on what day, and don't worry, you're not going to get it all tonight. Don't panic. We're on here longer than you may want, but we haven't lost a person yet. There's not one person that's dropped off Zoom or Facebook tonight. You're going to get all the answers you need, and it may not be answer everyone's question tonight, Dennis, right? But we're going to answer them.
Yeah, we'll get
And
back
the
to
people that are up here on the screen, their passion is helping people. So if you have a question, you don't have to, it's not like the rest of the world. You can ask and they want to answer. And when you do the program, okay, your friends and people around you that see that, they're afraid too.
Yeah.
But because you do it and you ask them to do it, they'll do it too. And then you become an influencer. And as you start to get results, wow, watch out. So this can be a transformation. It's like a magical mystery tour.
Yeah.
You need to get on it, and it's fun things are going to happen, but you'll be able to get all your questions answered because they can't wait for somebody to ask a question because they love to give the answer. Isn't that the truth?
That's true.
so be it. Yes, so be it. You know,
Yes, I'm going to just really quickly, the couple questions that have come in that I do think we need to actually answer is what were the other products in these categories? And so I just want to quickly let people know, we don't have to get into detail as exactly like what they do or why they do it. But in the stress eater, now stress is we live in the 21st century where stress is like almost common now. And people are like, oh, I'm not stressed. But if you, it's like, if you kind of always feel like there's something else to do on the list and you're always rushing to go do that thing, that's stress.
Yeah.
Right. If you're feeling like, overwhelmed, or if you're feeling discouraged, if you're feeling like negative emotions, that's also stress in your body, which I think we've all had our emotional roller coaster in 2020. I know it's been such an incredible year for just that experience of that emotions. And so that's stress in the body. And so additional B vitamins, which is very clear in the photo, but what's not clear is our TLS AX, which is adrenal cortisol thyroid support formula. And when you're stressed and you go to food, right, or you're bored or you're emotional, those are all reasons that people tend to go towards food. Those would, when I say you're bored or you're stressed or you're emotional, that's this category right here. Okay. And so TLS AX is, it's like
basically everybody.
Yes, this is
It is for everybody.
for sure.
It's basically everybody, because stress looks different for everybody. Please know that. And I think that's what Melanie was trying to say. What's stressful for me, I may be I'm not negative about what I have with stress every day. I'm positive I can handle whatever comes to me, but I take it on. That's stress.
Yeah.
So stress looks different for everybody. And that's why everybody needs that.
Yeah.
right now, just real quick, so you know, we have people that have asked from other countries that do not have the TLS AX. Please check your global.shop.com, and also know there's alternatives. The B complexes are great. Magnesium is very helpful. Deidre or Mel or Sosan, you may want to comment on alternative products to that.
But most can get it right on the global site.
Right.
I think that's important.
Yeah, it's absolutely a fantastic product. It's one of my favorites. Sosan's too.
I cannot live without it.
For so many reasons. We're going to be getting into that. Don't worry. We're going to cover all the reasons why Axe, is such a special product and is really one of a kind as far as what it does and how it does it. And then in the carb craver, how many carb cravers do we have on the line? That's pretty self-explanatory, right? If you want the breads, the pastas, the sugars, the sweets, the muffins, the cakes, you name it, if you want any of that, and you want it constantly or late at night or in the middle of the night or these types of things, we're going to be talking about how to deal with that. But one of the most important things you can do, obviously, is Trim Tea and Trim Cafe over and above, right? Our multivitamin and our shakes. The shakes are going to be huge for you carb cravers, you guys. And core, C-O-R-E, core. Make sure you get your core if you are a carb craver. So core and Axe are the ones that you can't really tell what they are in these pictures. And so core for our carb cravers, Axe for our stress eater. And like Loren said, you could be two of these. You might not just be one of them. You might be two. And so
and
that's
somebody
okay.
can take both, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, there's no contraindications for taking our products, you know, on the same day. Obviously take them as directed on the bottle.
Right. I'm just saying that I can take ACT and I can take
Yes. Sorry, I wasn't speaking to you, Loren, but yes, no problem to take them together.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think we covered everything we were supposed to.
Yes, and they can go to, where can they go to find more information? Well, we have a blog about this going up.
This is actually, there is a blog going up on TLS Slim, as well as a blog, I believe, on Unfranchise is already up. And there will also be these images and more posting on our TLS Facebook page. So at TLS Weight Loss.
And then I know that they're putting it up on mine and Jared's sites, on our blog, so we can discuss it with people. We'll be putting it on our pages. And I'll be keeping you posted too every day, just like I did with the skincare, just like I did with health, what we're doing in this house. So you can be doing it with us. Keeping you posted, being that first person to jump on the scale to do the weigh-in with you guys on Wednesday, because someone's got to be first, right? Mm-hmm. So that's me. And Andrew's really excited about that. And so am I. I think it's really important that we're not afraid to do that. And so Andrew will be the person who will be right there saying, yes, this is the number. And that's how we're going to do it. And I don't want you to be afraid to do that. Starting Wednesdays, the beginning of the year. So this thing kicks off when we kick off, but it also kicks off whenever they start. So the point is though, you know, I'm gonna be hotter. It'll be hot. I'll be hotter in the house.
Hotter?
Yeah, I'm gonna look hotter in the
You're already
house.
hot. I looked up there in the screen.
There's already chasing you around.
I know.
That's your wife.
So,
my point is that I'm really excited about this, and I hope that you are. I hope that, you know, I want you to make sure that when you're thinking about this tonight, because it's a big step, you know, when you say to yourself, I'm going to do this with a group of people. I want to lose weight. I want to commit myself to this. I know that's hard because sometimes I've said this in the past at a lot of conferences, and I mean it with all my heart. The person who lets us down the most is ourselves. And the reason we don't make commitments much is because, Jared and I say this all the time, you don't keep them. You know you won't keep them. You're conditioned not to keep your commitments to yourself. You'll keep them to other people, but you won't make a commitment to yourself. And that's really, really sad, because the person I want you to make the commitment to first is you. The one that it'll make the most difference, the one that we can keep living for a long time. I believe that a lot of our customers and franchise owners, like JR say, live a lot longer because of our products. And I want you to make a big difference for you this year. I know that 2020 has been challenging for all of us. Some of you have taken it harder than others. Some of you are dealing with mental struggles and challenges, and you're not in a house full of people like maybe Dennis and I are, where it's crazy. And you got so many people coming and going that you're never alone, even when you keep it small. You know, we just got one of those type of households. Some of you are alone and you don't have somebody that you can talk to. We're here for you. I don't want you to think you're alone. I'm here for you. We're here for you. We're not leaving you alone. Deidre and I talked about this a few weeks ago. We are concerned about people's mental health. We're concerned what people are going through. And that's why I say that we are the most privileged group ever to have access to people like Dr. Deidre and Melanie and Dennis and Sosan and JR, somebody committed every Wednesday during COVID to do sessions for our business. When you think about those type of things, we're privileged that we've done that. And we have so much to benefit from, like Andrew said, we've grown so much in this pandemic that it's almost epic. And it's really incredible. And I think it's important that you say to yourself tonight, you know what? I'm not going to be afraid to do this. Don't worry. If you have less weight to lose than me, I won't be hurt or offended. And if you have more weight to lose than me, I won't be hurt or offended. I just want you to do it with me. Nobody here is going to laugh at you. I don't want you to laugh at me. I'm not in for that. I've never been a bully and I've never liked him. Here's my point. My point is we can do this together and you can be happy. You don't have to worry. But if you hit a win because you lose a pound or you don't gain anything that week, guess what? We won. We're not looking for big results. We're looking for consistency. And that's the thing about the 28 days. It's not about saying to myself, I lost the most weight. It's about I was consistent and I got healthy. and I stuck to something and I counted on myself and I followed through. It's I did something I never did before, which was keep a commitment to me, to do something better, to eat healthier, to try something new, to say to myself, I'll give up coffee, like Melanie said, and do the trim cafe. It's to say that, you know what, and I still do this every time. I swear, I always tease Deidre about it, but it's true. Every time I go to the bathroom, I do 10 squats, just because Deidre says that's what we should do. So every time I've ever gone to the bathroom, I do 10 squats. Why? Because it takes 10 more seconds out of my time to do those 10 squats. So I'll always be lifted up in the back because I have a big rump, but it'll stay up because I'm doing the 10 squats in the bathroom. My point is, do a little bit more than you're used to doing. Do a little bit more than you're used to doing. Give a little bit more back to yourself this year because you deserve it. Be a little bit kinder to yourself because you owe it to yourself. Instead of thinking about everybody. You know, we have this conversation all the time because JR and I are those stressed people. He's not a stress eater. He's the opposite. He doesn't eat when he's stressful. And I, in the opposite, I eat when I'm stressed.
That's why I'm thin right now.
Yeah, that's what you, yeah, that is true. But I always carry the burden of the stress because I'm a woman. And I think that, you know, it's always our responsibility to make everything right. And because I work with him, we want to make everything right around us. Not just, and because I work in the business, it's easy for me to fix things in the business that aren't right. It's not like a woman who can just say, let me fix things at home. I love that too, but I have to do it both. So that stress creates a lot of anxiety on me. And I feel like it's time for me to be a little bit kinder to myself. And that's why I told JR, I'm not going to get myself worked up. You know, we're so used to conditioning ourselves that if we're upset with somebody or upset at something, that we get mad at each other if we don't agree on how we're treating the situation and being like, and I tell him now, I'm like, JR, I feel you. And just because I'm not going to act the same way you act doesn't mean I don't agree with you. I'm just not going to get myself upset the same way you are, but I feel the same way you do. And I think it's a really important thing to make those type of moves right now. I've been doing it really well for about 4 weeks. And I know sometimes I have to remind him, say, just so you know, I love you the same amount. I don't love you less because I'm acting more calm. I'm loving myself more by acting calm. And that's, Deidre's laughing, but it's true. Because if you're really good to yourself, you can agree with your husband or your spouse, but not act the same way anymore. And so we condition ourselves to be the same. And I'm doing it for both of us because I think we both have to be more calm when we handle things because that's important for our health.
This is a lesson she's
For him,
giving me.
right. But my point is, it's a lesson
Did
overall.
I tell you what Andrew did today?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. And and if I don't get upset, I'm like, are you kidding me? My point is this: be better to yourself than you are to everybody else for one moment in time. Be a little bit selfish to get where you want to be. Do a little bit more for yourself than you've ever done. You know what? Working out can be fun. Find a partner to do it with. Do it with somebody in the house that wants to do it with you. Get your daughter to do it with you. Get your son to do it with you. Find an Andrew like I have who will do it with me, who will hold yourself accountable, that you trust, that you can have them take a COVID test so you feel comfortable, whatever it is, and buddy up, because the buddy up system works. And when you can really partner with somebody, then getting on here with us, it's okay. And I'm going to be very honest with you because I'm going to tell you, I had a really bad day and I fell through today, but I'm going to pick right back up because we're all human. And if you lie about it, you'll never get there. If I was like telling you guys that I stopped smoking, but really would go sneak outside in a closet where nobody would see me and smoke a cigarette, how good could you possibly feel about yourself?
Right. Exactly.
Every day I say to myself, I'm still struggling, but I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. I made it. Every day I say to myself, my God, I know I want a cigarette, but every day I say to myself, I will not do it to myself. And I want you to do the same thing to yourself about food, about bad habits, about sleep, about health, about all the things that you've never done for you. And I feel like 2021 is the year that we all deserve to be a little bit kinder to ourselves.
And good habits are as addictive as bad habits.
Yes.
When you work out or when you eat a certain way, you can't do it the other way because you don't like it.
Yes.
You know?
Not for long.
You don't like yourself when you don't follow through with it. So I think you're going to learn a lot of great techniques. I know I'm excited about Thursdays with Dennis. For those of you who weren't on our last call where we talked about the 28 days of weight loss, Dennis was one of the first people who ever taught me how to actually run, because it takes a real technique to learn how to run. Running is a challenging thing for me. And for women sometimes, because we're built a little bit different, right? And because I have boobs and it's harder for me, I always struggled. And Dennis would be like, you got to get out there and put your hands in front of your body so you can see it, Loren. You chase your hand, chase your hands, chase your hands. And that's how I learned how to run.
Well, you walk so fast, I have to run to keep
That's
up.
true. I do. I'm a fast walker. I'm a real strong power walker. So most people have to run to keep up with my walk. But I did learn how to run through Dennis because he gave me that small, tiny tip. Just put those hands out in front of your body so you can see them and you have something to chase. Just like Deidre said, 10 in the bathroom, Loren, for 10 more seconds. Those small things I know Deidre will tell you will take you a long way.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Progress is perfection. And that's what
there's not a whole lot to say after that, Loren. That was amazing. I do want to make sure everybody takes advantage about next Tuesday night, the 29th at 9 p.m. Make sure you get your friends and customers on there along with yourself and get prepared for the first. We're going to have fun. We're going to get through this together. As Loren said, this is not only for you, it's for the team. We are your team. We care. That's important. Any final comments?
I just want to wish everybody a very, very happy holiday season, a Merry Christmas, as I said, a Happy Hanukkah. And I want you to have the safest and happiest New Year. I know that we're all looking forward to 2021, and I can't wait till soon, very soon, that we'll all be together again with real human touch. But until then, please know that we love you, we miss you, and we are so grateful for the atmosphere that we have together, that we've generated, created, and you have helped sustain by doing this with us. And I'm looking forward to this 28-day challenge with all of you, as all of us are.
Amen.
Thank you.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays. We love you.